Hello everybody and welcome to today's webinar from the Labour Relations Agency. My name is Patrick McCauley and I am the agency's Economic Development Manager. And I would like to thank the Council for the opportunity and inviting us to speak to you all today. Businesses have had to deal with a huge amount over the last 18 to 24 months with the dual threats of COVID and Brexit. It seems that we are now dealing with a very sizable sting in the tail, skills shortages. At present, it doesn't seem to matter who the employer is or which sector they operate in. From hospitality to manufacturing to IT, all sectors are reporting increasing difficulties in attracting the staff with the required knowledge and skills. The impact of the skills challenge is that some hotels are having to operate reduced opening hours, delivery times from large manufacturers have been pushed out, and projects are now being delayed. Simply put, skills shortages are hampering our economic growth and our recovery. Now, on the face of it, it is very easy to look at these big macro issues like skills shortages and feel as an employer a little helpless. If the skills shortages have largely been caused by a global pandemic and the UK's decision to leave the European Union, then what can a small employer do about it? Well, there are things that you can do about it. We want you to take away from today is in the face of the challenges that we are all facing, are we doing everything that we possibly can do internally to increase our ability to attract and retain key talent? We also want you to make you aware of the advice and support that the Labour Relations Agency can provide. Now, we have all heard of increasing our own individual employability, the concept of making us as individuals as attractive as possible to potential employers through continuous professional development. What the last 18 to 24 months have shown, as well as the challenges that employers are currently facing, is that there has been a shift in the balance of power from employers to applicants. Not only are applicants reporting challenges in attracting talent, they are also reporting challenges in retaining that talent. In order to understand why this is happening in your business, we want you to reflect on your offering as an employer. What are you doing to increase your attractiveness to potential applicants? Looking at your organizational culture, looking at your employee facilities and perhaps the built environment, looking at opportunities for career progression and development, and looking generally at your good employment practice. Importantly, all of the above are also key determinants in retaining staff. So we are introducing today the concept of employerability, increasing the attractiveness of an employer to potential applicants through an increased focus on your own internal cultures, the facilities, and the opportunities for development. The dual challenges of recruitment, attracting the right talent in the first place, and retention, keeping them once they have been appointed, have taken on a new perspective in light of recent challenges. Rather than looking at these two separate issues, we want to encourage employers to consider what influences an employee's decision to stay with an organisation, the factors that determine organisational commitment and loyalty, and use these to attract staff. And as we shall see, it's not solely about the money. As I've already mentioned, there has been a shift of the balance of power, and employers must do everything they can to respond to that. 69% of Northern Irish firms are now reporting skills shortages, with 46% reporting that finding staff with the right skills will be the big challenge in the next 5 years. But once you do find the right staff, it is important that you hold on to them. Just today, research of 6,000 people by Randstad found that 1 in 4 workers in the UK are planning to change employers in the next 3 months, and 69% of those 6,000 staff are confident of moving employers within a few months after that. So the challenges are real, and it's up to employers to respond to that. The first step is to look at your organisation, what it does and what it is offering. There is a need to be honest and to look at your organisation with a self-critical eye. Have you got high rates of employee absence? If so, are there any underlying reasons for that? Have you high rates of employee turnover? If so, do you understand or attempt to understand why people are leaving your organisation? If employees are leaving, where are they going to? Who are your competitors in the market? And what is being offered by them that perhaps you are not offering yourself? Have you any staff who have been with you for a long time? What factors have influenced their decision to stay with you? Because those are the staff that you want to understand why those staff are staying. That's a really important metric. What about your built environment? What facilities do you have for staff? Is it a safe, a clean, and a pleasant place to come to work? These are the kinds of decisions that we want organizations to ask of themselves. And no employer is perfect, and nobody would say that any employer is perfect. But if you do understand a lot of those questions that we're posing, then you'll be better placed to look at sort of developing a strategy and response. Northern Ireland is a very small place. Even within Northern Ireland, many organisations within specific sectors group together due to the availability of knowledge and skills in a locality. Consider heavy engineering in Mid-Ulster or graduate IT jobs in Belfast. What this means is that there is a huge degree of transferability of skills. If you're an experienced and highly skilled welder or a CAD designer living in Cookstown at the minute, then there are a huge range of possibilities open to you. The other byproduct of this proximity is that employees and potential applicants have a huge amount of knowledge about possible or potential employers and can make decisions about applications or job offers based on what they know, or more importantly, simply what they have heard from family members or friends. As such, individual issues or incidents within organisations can be relayed second and third hand. This powerful word of mouth is corroborated by possible bad publicity of health and safety at work issues or accidents at work, and/or tribunal claims for breaching equality legislation, for example. Those stories that we often see on the BBC News. Perceptions of good employers and bad employers are often not controllable by employers themselves, however much they would like this to be the case. The only real way that they can impact upon these perceptions is by being good day in, day out, and through adopting good employment practice. And there has been a tendency to see this issue primarily through a financial lens. Simply put, if you keep increasing pay to attract staff and they keep leaving because of their work experience, then this isn't sustainable in the long term because all you're doing is inflating wages. To a large extent, salaries are market driven. If you're in hospitality, you will know what the market is for a head chef, or if you're in manufacturing, the going rate for a welder. The market rates will, of course, be impacted by shortages, and if you're paying below market rates, then you're going to find it tough to attract staff. However, and going back to the point that I made earlier, it is important to consider recruitment and retention simultaneously. If you are paying market rate or even slightly above market rate, but offering a poor experience at work, then you're still going to have increased turnover, and you can't keep paying more and more. There is growing evidence that younger employees are looking as much for increased opportunities for flexibility at work, opportunities for development and career development as they are for money. This is good news for cash-strapped businesses, but it does pose significant questions of them as well. We are all aware that, and we have all heard of the challenges facing the Northern Ireland hospitality sector. The BBC News reported on the 12th of October that there were between 1,300 and 1,500 vacancies currently within the Northern Ireland hospitality sector. That is a huge amount. Not only are they facing recruitment challenges, there is also a perception issue mentioned earlier. For a lot of people, the hospitality sector can be viewed as low paid, relatively precarious employment where you're working unsociable hours with relatively few opportunities for career development and progression. Now, whether that's actually true or not, that can be a perception of the sector. What has changed within the hospitality sector is the response to accept the potential issue and look internally at what they can address, what they can do themselves to address those issues. Hospitality announced their employers charter in October 2021, and this charter recognises the need to reward, support and develop all our people to reach their full potential and to encourage people to make hospitality their career of choice. It's a voluntary commitment to uphold the employment rights and welfare of employees and instigate a fast-track development and reward programme. The LRA is partnering with Hospitality Ulster in the delivery of the charter and will, upon request from employers, assist in the development of contracts of employment and policies and procedures, as well as providing training for managers and owners as required. So essentially what the sector has done is they're facing these skills challenges, they're facing the staffing challenges, the vacant posts, and there's this issue of perception. And how they have responded is through this employer's charter, which is a really, really welcome development. And just gives you an example of how a sector or an employer can choose to respond to that. Another way that many organisations are looking to address the skills shortages and recruitment challenges is through apprenticeship schemes. Obviously very, very unpopular within manufacturing and engineering, as well as a whole range of sectors. Apprenticeships offer a way of promoting employee engagement and commitment to an organisation. The idea, obviously, behind an apprenticeship is the apprentice joins an organisation while simultaneously gaining a qualification and learning all about their role in organisation on the job, and then that leads them into a position afterwards. But one thing that is often overlooked with apprentices is their age. They are, in the vast majority of cases, children just out of school. How do you manage that transition from school to work will be critical to the success of any apprenticeship programme. What Specialist Group and Mahara have sought to do is to proactively engage with the parents to make their apprenticeship scheme as attractive and aspirational for the parents as it is for the potential apprentices. They promote their specialist academy as not just about learning a trade or gaining a qualification. It's about a career and a dynamic and a growing business, and it could be in any number of areas within their company, not just within joinery. So that's a really important development, looking at the role of parents within that apprenticeship scheme, looking at the role of the schools as well. In order to take full advantage of all that apprenticeships have to offer for organisations, you must be mindful of that transition from school to work. Is there a role for parents within that? The built environment and facilities, are they safe, clean, pleasant, an attractive place to come to work? Bear in mind that these are children just coming out of a school environment and moving into a work environment. That is a huge adjustment for them. So, what is your workplace like? Taking a step back, does it offer that safe, clean, and pleasant place to come to work? The mentor relationship is a key determinant in the success of apprentices, and there's a potential there for you to look at that and say, who is the right person to appoint as the mentor to work with those apprentices as they work through their qualification. Many organizations can often have quite a macho or perhaps quite a masculine culture and an environment, and that can be really off-putting for perhaps potentially female apprentices, and that's something you might need to consider as well. Again, what we're talking about here with the apprenticeship is really an echo of what we're mentioning earlier, is, the success of your apprenticeship program will largely be dependent upon an apprentice's experience at work. And are you doing everything to manage that transition from school to work and to make your workplace as friendly and welcoming as you possibly can for them? Okay, so what we have been focusing on with this webinar is about improving your employability. How do you look at what you're offering and promote that, and as well as keeping an eye on your current staff and trying to improve your retention? It's important that you differentiate on the quality of the employment that you offer. You need to sort of understand what you do differently and promote that in terms of your recruitment. Focus on providing opportunities for career progression. Focus on that possibility of development within your organization. Emphasize the fact that you know your good employment practice and your employee welfare at work. And for those employees who are currently within your organization, seek out ways to encourage employee engagement. How you can involve employees in having a say in how they do their work, and promote and encourage those flexible working and those ideas of where and when they do their work, because we know that for young people, the opportunity to have more say in how and where they do their work and where and when they do their work is incredibly important. So they're wanting that engagement, and it's important then that employers, in the face of the skills challenge that we're facing, it's important that employers respond to that. If you focus on your employability, you are likely to see a decrease in staff turnover and a retention of core skills. You're likely to experience fewer recruitment challenges and a decrease in employee absence. Those instances of absence will not last as long, and there will be fewer incidents of workplace conflict and discipline and grievance at work. In short, you will become more efficient and you will become more productive. The skills challenges that employers are facing have not been exaggerated or inflated. They are a real and a significant threat to the recovery and economic growth within Northern Ireland. However, if organisations consider some of the points raised throughout this webinar, they may find that not only do they address some of the issues in relation to attracting and retaining talent, they will also make their organisations generally more efficient and more productive. They will spend less time and money on issues like recruitment and managing absence and handling discipline and grievance, and more time and more money on activities that actually add value, improving productivity and increasing innovation at work, which is absolutely critical to improved organisational outcomes. What we want you to take away from today is try to better understand your own business and what you're offering potential applicants. Try to identify trends and data from existing staff on absence, staff turnover, on recruitment. Find out and be more aware of what is happening and where, and attempt to understand it before having to do something about it. Consider the built environment in your facilities at work. That idea of offering a safe, pleasant, and attractive place to come to work. And acknowledge that people's expectations of work have changed. Are you able to meet those expectations through your policies, procedures, and terms and conditions? For example, that increased desire for more flexibility at work and more opportunities for career progression. So those are the things that we really want you to take away from today. We are here to help. So the agency is here to provide that available support free of charge on your journey to a better employability. We provide a lot of advice and guidance on recruitment and selection. We have new online toolkits just launched around employment policies and procedures. We provide training and support on emerging employment issues and challenges, including flexible working, vaccinations, hybrid working, and managing the menopause at work. And we also provide our really, really popular certificate in effective line management practice. So our role, we're there to help organizations. We're there to make you better employers, to help you become better employers. And then the hope then and the expectation will be that, that you'll cease to face the same challenges in terms of recruitment and retention. If you would like any more additional support from the Labour Relations Agency, then the details are on screen. I would particularly draw your attention to the website, where there are a huge number of really, really good resources available for you. And if you would like to speak to a member of the Economic Development Team, then please don't hesitate to email us at economicdevelopmentteam@lra.org.uk. Look, everybody, thank you very much for your time. I hope you found that useful, and please don't hesitate to get in touch. Thank you.